Hello. How are you? How was your week? How was your day? Anything interesting going on? Yeah? What? Let me see. What? Wait, cutie. Let me see. Yes. So, we are going to talk about hobbies and passions and bringing it all together. So, we've talked about art therapy the past 3 weeks. So the same benefits as we talked about with art therapy you get with embracing your hobbies and passion. So emotional well-being, mindfulness and relaxation, coping mechanisms and social connections, stress relief. um, Last video I talked about how I visualize stress um, being in your body, as like this black stuff in your body that just needs to get out, like it builds up, and so it just needs to get out. So that's, by you working on your, you doing your hobbies and your passions, it's you're kind of working through it and getting it out of your system. Um, so are we kind of seeing a pattern here? if you have if you watched all the other videos, like all of it works together. So kind of what you're doing, it works together to help you work through your burnout, help you prevent your burnout, most importantly. Um, we have talked about finding what brings you enjoyment and gets your mind off of work in those cases that are haunting you. I know we all have cases that haunt us. I have cases that haunt me, as from being in the field, and I was just a CSR. Um, I know every case that ever haunted my husband and still does. Um, I know there's more to come, and unfortunately, those cases, you're going to have those too. It comes with the territory, and for that, I'm sorry. Um, all we can do is find a way to try to work through them and keep our minds off of them. But you're going to have those moments, those trigger moments that you're going to have those trigger moments that bring them back up, and you're going to have to find what helps you figure out what helps you work through those moments so you can work through them and get through them safely. So, what brings you enjoyment and gets things off your mind? So we're providing ideas, resources, and hopefully community for you to help you with that, as well as confirmation if you're already doing these things. A lot of times we are doing things, or you are doing things that help you work through your burnout, or that helps you prevent your burnout. And a lot of people don't realize that that's what it's doing, and they'll push it aside. I don't have time for that. Like, I want, if you want to go hiking, if you want to go to a concert or whatever, you're like, oh, I don't have time for that. I need to do XYZ. Well, no, I'm here to say that you need to make that time and forget about XYZ. Okay? Like, you need to make sure you're doing that if that's what's helping you. I'm giving your confirmation, and you're go ahead to do that now because it does help you, and you do need that. Okay? So, let's talk about what are some of your hobbies, passions. So, reading. I love reading. I've always read, had 2 or 3 books reading my whole life at a time. My wonderful husband years ago had bought me a subscription to Audible for my birthday, and he renews it every year for me. That's like my birthday present. I tell him, if you get me nothing else, that's the only thing I want, because I'm constantly listening to Audible, because again, you don't always have the time to sit down and just read a book. So I can actually listen to books while I'm doing other things that I need to get done, or when I'm in the car. So like if you're driving somewhere, like if you have to drive to work, like you have to go to work, right? Or you have to go to the grocery store. You have to go do some things, you have to just go do. That's just life. It's adulting, right? But you can't read while you're driving. So obviously, like I listen to audiobooks. It's helped me a lot get through a lot of books that I wanted to read, book series that I wanted to listen to and get through and everything. So it's helped me a lot with that and able to do that. So yes, do you read? Some people don't like reading. I've met people who don't like reading. So that's okay if you don't. But we have reading, crafting. We talked about crafting last week. Photography. I love photography. I love pictures. I'm very weird with pictures in a sense that I don't like destroying them. I can't toss a picture away. I can't like tear a picture up. I can't cut a picture. I have this weird scrapbooking thing, or with a sense. So when I worked on the cruise ship, I bought a scrapbook for each contract that I did because I wanted to put the pictures and stuff into that scrapbook. I thought that would be really cool. I have yet to do that because I can't get to cutting the pictures. So I'm going to have to figure something out. But yes, and this is a lot because it was over 20 years ago yes, I stepped off the cruise ship 20 years ago, and for the last time in April, working it, April of this year, been 20 years. Yeah, that's crazy. Where does that go? Do you like, some of your passions, helping people? I know, obviously, a lot of you, you do like helping people because you like helping animals. And helping their animals is helping people too. But I love helping people. I obviously, is kind of why I did this. I have my own nonprofit, and then I did this spinoff because a lot of what I talk about in the nonprofit for them helps with work through burnout, prevent burnout. I went through, I helped Sean a lot with that. He's done a lot of these things to help him work through his burnout. And now he continues to do some of them to help him prevent his burnout for burnout for his job. You guys have it's a lot. It's a tough job. It is a lot. It's a lot emotionally. And that is, and so that's why I did this, because I want to help you, because I think what you do is amazing. You're helping animals. I love animals. I love wildlife. I love domestic animals. And the fact that you're able to help them when a lot of people can't is amazing. What it takes for you to do your career, to get the education to be able to do it. You don't get enough credit for it. You don't get the credit you deserve from society. And a lot of people are working on that. So I hope that does come to fruition one day. But also too, do you like extreme sports? Skydiving. One of my best friends actually got to go skydiving. I haven't. That was something that is on my list that I've wanted to try. Skydiving. Hang gliding. I don't know if I could do hang gliding or not. Skydiving, yeah. Hang gliding, I'm not sure. But yeah, like hang gliding. And then you have like surfing. You have car racing. Do you like watching sports? I love football. I used to love football. I used to watch it with my mom all the time. My mom got me into football. So huge. I can talk old school football. I stopped watching it when my mom passed 10 years ago, I just couldn't bring myself because that was something her and I did together and loved to do. And because it was so unexpected with my mom, like it's with her passing, it made it very difficult for me to watch football. Now, granted, if it's, like if we go in a restaurant and it's on or whatever, like I can, I'll get into the game and watch the game, but I just can't get into it because we used to watch football, like, of course, NFL football every Sunday, Monday, and then college football. We got into it so much, like we watched college football on Saturday just because we just couldn't wait until Sunday for football. We actually got to know and become friends with a couple of the players of our home team, the Carolina Panthers. It was interesting how that worked out was my mom worked downtown Charlotte. And then when the team was brought into the city, or created into the city, into the NFL, the Carolina Panthers, they made the players do meet and greets. And so my mom, during lunchtime, she'd just go right downstairs out on the street or whatever, and she would meet the players. And so this is how she became friends with some of them and pushed her to the bank. She actually helped out a couple of them at the bank, but and then she got me into it. And so it's a lot different watching it when you get to know the players. Like, and even if you meet them, like even if you go to a signing and meet one of them, not necessarily become friends with them, but just get to meet them and get to know them a little bit, is really different. You can get into, to me, I feel like you can get into this sport a lot more. Kind of like, I'm not a racing fan. I mean, if you are, good for you. I'm just one of these people, I don't grasp the concept of watching a car drive in circles. But some people enjoy it. But I also have a feeling that if I got to know and became friends with a driver, or somebody that owns a racing team or whatever, I could probably get into that a little more. So that when I say it brings a different perspective to it, it really does. So that's how I got into it. But yeah, so sports, obviously animals are one of your passions because you're in the industry of helping animals. And then you have health and wellness. Like, is health and wellness one of your passions? And that doesn't necessarily mean like dieting and exercising. That can mean mental health. It can mean like going to do like yoga or going to do different things, that not only helps your body, but helps you mentally. I always tell people, in my previous life, my manager, when payroll was a little slim and there was a possibility we weren't going to hit payroll, I would always tell her to take a mental health day if she needs me to. When I became manager, I told my people, you need a mental health day, let me know. Because at that point, like if you're starting to get burned out, you're not going to do me any good. And I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean that in a way like that's good, like for you, positive for you. So if, that would be like you going into your job. Because you do work with animals, it's a lot different for you. Like this is retail, so that's different. Animals, like you're dealing with someone's loved one here. You're dealing with their child. This is my child. I myself want you to be like 100% in mentally there, your head in the game, because you're dealing with a life. So if you're having one of those days, take a mental health day. There is nothing wrong with that. Okay. Cars. Do you like going to cars? Do you like, car shows? I used to go to car shows with my dad all the time, my friends, concerts, live concerts, gardening, do-it-yourself projects. So Are you like, those are starting to become big. You know, people refinishing old furniture, everything. And of course, crafts, Legos. Um, my husband loves Legos. He is. I love doing Legos too because they're puzzles and everything. I love doing Legos. My husband, he has Star Wars Legos. He just got a R2D2 Lego set from his previous job when he left. So we still got to put that together. But yes, Legos. Playing video games. Like, my husband loves. I love playing video games. I play video games before I go to bed at night. My husband, that's like his debriefing. He, to kind of, that's what he needs to do. So that's what he does. Play video games. So yes, there is nothing wrong with playing video games. I say go for it. If somebody says something about playing video games, ignore them. All right. But if you're doing any of these, keep doing it. Like, dive in deeper. If not, now is the time to dive in and do it. All right. So what are you waiting for? Just do it because it's going to help. Whatever makes you happy and get your mind off of things. So when you're not stressed, like I've said in the past, when you're not stressing over things that are going on at work, or those cases that are haunting you, or something you should have done or would have done, like, when you're not stressing over that, your body's doing what it needs to do for you. So whatever it needs, that's what your immune system does. Now, granted, if you are stressed, things that you should have done, those cases, like, I hope you have someone to talk to. If not, find someone you can talk through with those. I talked through with my husband with these. There's been cases we've sat down and we've discussed and talked about. But I guess one of the differences is I'm lucky enough and privileged enough. I've actually worked with him as a doctor, so I know and understand how he works and what he would and wouldn't do. I know him very well in that sense. And then with the years, so it's very easy for me to sit here and talk through a case with him and ask him what was he thinking when he made this decision? Why did he do this? Because I know what he normally does. So it's very easy for us to do that. But I would definitely recommend, if you don't have somebody to talk to, find somebody to talk through those cases. But also too, again, like, find whatever makes you happy and get your mind off of things. Just do it. And who knows, it may turn into a side business for you, but don't do it for that purpose. Do it for the goal in mind of, like, this makes you happy and this helps you, because that's going to help prevent your burnout. If you are burned out, it's going to help you work through your burnout. Okay. So find a local club. A lot of times, like, you have, local car clubs, whatever your photography clubs, whatever your passion is, local clubs. Find, like, you have online groups. My God, Facebook, there's probably 100 groups per thing, per hobby, craft, project, whatever you want to do. I'm sure you can find an online group. Libraries have them. Specific shops, like your craft shops, like specialty shops, any type of shops, have them. Or you can create one. I mean, I'm sure if you don't have one in your town, create one if you want to. But whatever you do something you love, do something you enjoy, dive into it and go for it. All right. Make sure you make time for that. That is important. Okay. So remember, you have Lifeboat with NOMV, not One More Bet. So Lifeboat is the peer-to-peer. So you can sign up for that. First time you sign up, it takes 72 hours for someone to reach out. After that, it would be, I think 24 hours. They'll reach out to you. So once they've assigned you to a group. When I say peer-to-peer, like it's going to be someone that is doing the same thing, like technicians, like small breed technicians with small breed technicians, like equine technicians with equine technicians, veterinarians. So your group's going to be someone that does the similar work that you do. Okay. Also, you have 988 that you can call or text. Or you can text home to 741-741. Please, 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 any of these, definitely put them in your phone if you need them and mark them in a way that you would know, like if you need them, that would have you reach out if you need that. And most importantly, remember what you do matters. And the world is a better place with you in it. Okay? You are enough. And until next week, we will see you then. Have a wonderful week. And if you're going to watch live, next week we will be on a little earlier, 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, 9:30 Central Standard Time, and 7:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We have an appointment for this little one right here. So yes, we'll be on early just next week only. All right. Until then, have a wonderful week and see ya.